Let's see. I'm gonna attempt. We could do a quick live. Forgot about that. It's my AC. Hey, what's up? Hold on 1 second. I'm just trying to get my that's a pretty bird. I'm just trying to get the stream pulled up. Guess you couldn't. Hold on. So much to figure out tonight. Well, I don't have to figure it all out tonight, but I am stressing about it. Okay. Maybe I should have pulled this up first, but okay. Okay, I'm here. I'm here. Welcome, welcome. We'll wait for a few people to join. Please stick around. Uh, Try to make something of it. Let me know if the audio is super bad because for whatever reason, I don't know why I sat right next to my AC, which is gonna go on and off, but it's not really bothering me. I just don't know how it sounds on the stream. We want to put a poll. Essentially, wanted to get on here. Hey, Norbit, what's up? I'm sitting down. I'll get up and show you a little demo of the area, but I'm sitting down and I'm trying to determine um, whether or not I should build a shed, buy a shed. I'm just like, matter of fact, while no one's hanging out and I don't feel like putting a poll up yet, I'll just kind of show you what I'm talking about. So I just built this. So I just built this pad, and the reason as to why I've been needing to have a place for my garden tools. You don't have to go this crazy just to have a place for your garden tools. Trust me, I agree. I understand that, but in my head, um, I just have a lot of issues with maintaining like the yard and the grass. And I happen to have these bricks. These bricks were like 15 feet that way on a pallet for multiple years. So I just said, what's the best case scenario? To get rid of the bricks, I'm gonna have to do some investment anyway. So I figured this is not gonna be that hard of a project, and it wasn't. It wasn't. I have I had most of the materials, some supplies I didn't have, but I was able to get rid of a lot of these old materials that could still get their value. Um, let's see what you wrote. A little shed would be nice. Yes, I'm like I appreciate that feedback. I'm kind of a little mixed right now because it's actually a really nice, comfortable. I mean, it's super solid. I built it on. It's like 4 to 5 inches of the gravel, and then uh, leveling sand, and then the brick on top. It's nice and level. My oil's over here, so I can't cover that up. So I would figure you could get like 8 feet of space. But if I take away the 8 feet and I come out, it's not that wide. I mean, I could come out probably 4 feet, maybe 4.5 feet. Then it's like I'm kind of spoiling the fact that I have this nice bricked area. So I'm like, why don't you just downsize and just go with something that I could open up? And it really just comes down to what am I trying to store? The bigger I make the shed, the bigger the idea. Um, I could store more, but I kind of feel like I'm overcompensating just because I don't have my actual shed, and that's the dilemma that I'm in, and I'm trying to solve. So, any feedback is welcome. Um, it it wasn't that was like a weekend project. I was able to get the darn thing done. Uh, well, thanks for hanging out. Like I said, I just been I'm a little on the down. I don't want to. I like to give a read and just tell people how I'm doing, so they don't think that I'm always up or I'm always down. I got a nice little baby rabbit that's coming my way, unaffected by me. I have blended into nature, some might say. Um, yeah, I don't. I just caught a rabbit in my one of my gardens, and it didn't bother me. It was just like, all right, I guess I planted some good stuff. Come to dinner, but yeah, I'm a little mixed. I got the Mondays, and I kind of feel like I want to solve this. Maybe it's not worth rushing, but I haven't solved the actual tools being put away and taken care of. So maybe I'll just do something temporary and put the palette that the stuff was on before and just put it here. I do have a couple of compartments that I could use, little storage situations. But if you haven't seen me before, I go live. I've been going live for the last 130 some odd days. Nice to meet you. I just needed to go live for a little while today, depending on, I try to be an interactive um, live streamer, depending on who's here, who's in the chat, and the type of feedback going on. Really either enriches the stream or makes it kind of, not worth it. But um, this is like the first time I'm on, doing this pad while the pad is done. And I think that has also caused me a little bit of friction because this is like the perfect spot. I have very good vision to the backyard this way, to the front yard. And when I say backyard, predominantly where my stuff is, I have a garden to the left, I have a garden to the right, and I have chickens to the left. And then sort of like, I wouldn't say an orchard because I ain't getting no orchard like fruit yet, but I have that going on up to the left. So it's like it's a great space for vision. Um, Now that I realize everything's on this side of the property, so if I just build up this whole shed here, it's like, why it won't even be worth it? This beautiful pad. It's, I mean, there's literally a rabbit like 10 feet from me. I'm trying to see if it wants to hang out. I don't know what you say to a rabbit. Obviously, they're not afraid of me because they must see me all the time, and they know that I'm not after them. I hope they're smart enough to know that. And I'll grow weeds for them to. Mermaid Gracie, what's up? Sorry if I missed the message. Yeah, so I'm also on the road to 500 subs. I'm like a finger or two away. It has felt like this weird swim against the current. I don't know why. I don't know why there's so much friction with it. I haven't changed my mode of posting and content and believing in content. But I think after a week of just wanting to see me cross a threshold, I think I'm gonna have to just go to sleep and wake up and just ignore it and already plan for what it was gonna be like after 500. Who knows? Maybe I'll just lose, 10 subscribers, and it is what it is. Why is it important? Obviously, that's one part of the monetization threshold. So I definitely, that's a metric that I've been following since I've started taking content creation more serious. But I got to start just making the content that works for me. So that's probably what I'm gonna be doing. Um, I don't know when I'll get back in the headspace to do my open studio stream, but I'd say this is the first time that I've had. Don't let the chickens over here. I don't want no poop-tastic situations, but this is the first time that I was able to like chill on this pad and really just, I don't know how loud that is, but I could do this on a hot day too. That's the coolest part about, and this wasn't as thoroughly planned as my other patio, which I don't stream from because the internet service is not that great. But I have another patio, and I mapped out the sun, and in the summer, the dead of summer, and I pretty much mapped out that past 11 o'clock, there's no sun in that area. So I made some couches, and it's like 15 to 20 degrees difference. Maybe I'm stretching it. I've never measured it. Maybe that'll work. I'll take one of the hottest days when we get up to like 100 degrees, and I'll actually have a little Raspberry Pi with the temperature sensor on it. Maybe I'll show the difference between being in that area. So I say that to say, I don't know what today's temperature was, but I sat out here. I finished this. It's crazy. It does. It feels like I've been here for a long time. I finished this yesterday. I started Friday night. I worked during the week, and I finished this yesterday. And just sitting out here, my measure is somewhat like 11 o'clock at noon. That's when the sun is like the highest in the sky. And I sat out here and no sun whatsoever. My house, the angle at which the house is, this side gets the ultimate cool break for the rest of the day. So I just get morning sun, which is not too bright and it's tolerable this way. And then the sun goes this way. So then this whole patio, ironically, I even have it angled on the edge. So there's like no part of this patio that's getting like massive sun. So that's cool. That's a cool win. But because I won, I want to I want to see it. It'd be kind of feel like it'll be a failure not to utilize the uh, to enjoy being able to sit, in a place of comfort like that, especially in the dead of heat, and it's near all my activities where I spend most of my time. So I'm trying to figure that out. But I do have to get the shed some sort of tool management situation happening. Um, Seems like all I'm growing these days is, I grow some vegetables, but it's rabbits, and I keep seeing the rabbits getting smaller and smaller. It was like a little guy out there, this big. Um, but I have some work to do tonight, so I'm not going to be too hard on myself as far as the stream not being popping. Uh, we'll get back there. You know, all I could be is myself. So maybe there's something that I'm doing wrong, not doing right, doing too much of, who knows. But it has been really hard to get the two-way street of recent. You know, I don't know. I'll look at what's going on, but like I said, I finished this pad that I'm I call it a pad. Uh, I don't know if patio would be a more proper term, but I finished this yesterday, and I'm sitting here debating about whether to buy a shed, um, build a shed. I was even thinking maybe do part shed, part pergola. Um, if you guys want to see the area I'm talking about, just let me know in the chat. I know I see some people coming in right now. I'll kind of give an explanation as to what I'm talking about. But other than that, I mean, you know, nice to meet you. I'm just chilling. Sun's going down, and I'm gonna need some lights out here. I was looking into today I hope I use the language correctly, but a modular just energy setup. So I have all these little nodes instead of having like one big battery situation. I want to put some stuff by the chickens. So chickens, we're gonna deal with like potentially water pumps, lighting, maybe some sort of an aeration, door openers. I got the tunnel now that is getting old, opening and closing the door every day. Um, some sensors like temperature sensors, maybe even like a mister, who knows. So you got all these little energy requirements. Trail camera for nighttime, and I don't want to run anything to the house. I want like an off-grid setup. I'm ready to think about it. So what I came up with was a very I wanted to go as minimal as possible. So I came up with a 25-watt solar panel, 12-volt, 10 um, battery, um, a MPPT charge controller, a fuse box um, for DC, and I need one. I need to go from a 12 volt to a 5 volt for any of the USB appliances. So I'm gonna do the inventory tonight, and then probably just purchase it, and it'll be a lot of learning. It'll be fun. Um, I don't want it to take up my time. That's where the deal breaker is for me. But I'll be able to have a little bit of light out here, and I think I should be able to get. I mean, I think that battery will stay charged. I don't know electricity as much as the other stuff that I do. So we'll see. It's just a starting point. It's not. not something that I'm a master at, but I'm a fast learner, and I think it'll be cool. It's away from the house, so I'm not super concerned with any of the batteries. But I was already starting to go further than what I'm asking. I'm doing more research about, well, what do I do with the surplus energy? Should I have a mix of solar and wind? Um, and I think all these things have come if I follow my goals. Which not following the initial goal gets me in trouble. That's what's happening with why I'm struggling. It's only been 24 hours, but I'm struggling to make a decision on to build or not build the shed right here or buy. Now, when it comes to the shed problem, the reason why it's tough for me is because I like quality products. I don't like, sorry, I just feel like I'm super far. I don't like cheap tools. I don't like very thin metal, the casted metal. I don't like composite wood, plastic. If it's not done right, if it's not formed correctly, a lot of the stuff that we're buying, especially the tool sheds, there was like you can get a hobbit size one. When I say hobbit, just hear me out. I'm not trying to diss anyone, but this is probably one of the times that goes back to childhood for me, where when I had my growth spurt, I wasn't able to find jeans in the store all the time. I think at the time I wore like a 36, 34, and that that 34 length not happening, not in store most stores where I shopped at. So the if I wanted a hobbit size shed, meaning the top of the shed, the absolute top would be 6 feet. They have a bunch of those. Little, not a shed, but a tool cabinet locker. This, and then they're playing with the words, so that makes it a little bit hard as well. You can find all these different things, but it has to be short. And when it's smaller, you can deal with, um, you don't have to have as high quality materials. Now, the taller you make that, the poor materials become, worse. So I just don't want to waste my time. Uh, I figured yesterday I was like, you know what, a couple $100 could get me out of this. And then overnight I started thinking, man, why don't I build um and I'm still not, I don't know. I'm still a little confused because if I build the shed, and I was thinking about all these different uses and being able to be inside and out of the elements, even like right now, I don't have a big mosquito problem, but right now is the time you probably don't want to be outside. It's getting cool. What if it was raining? I could always go inside that little shed, and that may still be a vote for it. But now the problem that I feel like I presented was maybe I was thinking too big because I was thinking 8x4, right? Or 4x8, whichever way you see that. So if the pad just isn't big enough, and I did not want to build this pad any bigger. It wasn't supposed to be a patio. It was supposed to be a pad. So I think I did the right thing. The pad is sized appropriately. I didn't have the next plan. So maybe if I could, based on what I'm seeing on the market, uh, maybe 3x5, maybe 3 feet this way and 5 feet that way. I don't know if that allows for me to go in there. So then that's out. So then maybe I can just go 4x4. So I'm just kind of working through that. 3x5 actually doesn't sound that bad. Again, with the goal to be able to store for first and foremost. So, well, thanks for